Marie Benard, host of Synchronicity, Friday mornings at 9. Join me as we explore topics like health and wellness, prosperity, inner peace, the law of attraction, and more. Tap into good vibrations to start your weekend feeling uplifted and optimistic. Synchronicity, talk radio for your mind, body, and soul. Fridays from 9 to 10 a.m. on CITR 101.9 FM, Vancouver. Good morning. Welcome to Synchronicity, talk radio for your mind, body, and soul. I'm your host, Marie, and I am so excited today. We have a fabulous show. It's always fabulous, but today it's extra fabulous because we have Summer McStravick, who is the network producer of Hay House Radio. If you haven't heard of Hay House Radio, go to hayhouseradio.com sometime later today, and you can hear a wide variety of fabulous authors. And Summer hosts a show called Flow Dreaming, and we're going to talk about what that is, what's the flow, what flow dreaming is. But Summer is probably my favorite Hay House Radio host, so I'm really excited to have her on the show. And if you're listening, you're probably listening on 101.9 FM, and if you're in Vancouver, or you may be listening online at CITR.ca or CosmicDimensions.com. So today we will be taking your calls coming up in a few minutes. The number to call is 604-822-2487. That's 604-UBC-CITR if you want to get on the air. I will announce that again later on when we're ready to take calls. And you can also email me at spiritualshow@gmail.com if you have any questions about Summer. There's also a link to her site on my website, spiritualshow.com. So I'm really excited to bring Summer on the air. Hi, Summer. How are you?
Hi, Marie. I'm doing very well this morning.
Yay. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for all those really nice things you said, too. The build-up is, well, I hope I can perform here.
Well, I really like your show because it's really uplifting. And I have to confess, I haven't been listening to it as often as I used to because, people get busy and you're on during the day. Yeah. But I think that I need to start doing it again because just hearing your voice and your positivity and your advice, it's really uplifting. And so if you haven't, you're on at what, 11 a.m. now? 11 a.m.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays. So it's just from 11 to 12 once a week. But people can listen to it in the archives for a week afterwards. So there's always a show that they can go find and listen to on Hay House Radio.
Excellent. So there's hayhouseradio.com if you want to hear the show. Right. And there's also, your website is flowdreaming.com.
That's right, yes, flowdreaming.com.
Okay.
And I'm a recent addition to Facebook. I've got to add that, and that's largely because of you, Marie.
Yay, Facebook.
Helping me get on and find myself there, and very happily discovering that you already had a group set up for Flow Dreaming, which was really a wonderful surprise. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome.
People can find me there too.
So yeah, and if you're listening, if you're one of the people in the Facebook group, hello. And if you're on Twitter, I'm at Spiritual Show. That's my Twitter name. Venus, your mom is on Twitter now. You're not on Twitter yet, right?
Oh, well, I'm secretly on Twitter. Can I say that? I have my Twitter account, but there's exactly one post on it right now. However, I've got to get up on Twitter very quickly, as it turns out. So I think I'm going to be Twittering soon.
Okay, great.
There's only so much a gal can handle in a day, though, right?
I know.
You have to sort of whittle it down to a certain, amount.
And between being a mother and being the network producer of Hay House Radio and an author and also obviously a host of your own show, and you do also teleconferences or teleclasses, and also I just got an email from your mom, Venus, about the weekend retreat in August. So can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, you mentioned I do a lot of things. Obviously, I wear a lot of hats, and so I've got to very carefully schedule how much of my life, I guess, I can give over to each, one of the areas. I mean, being a mom, well, let's just say this whole last week, my son had a very high fever, so I was in mom mode for pretty much 7 days solid. And then I have to switch my attention back into my work mode, my day-to-day job working with Hay House, which is a really big publishing company, and they have a lot of demands. And then the flow is something that's come about very organically in my life. I guess it started wanting to get out to the world maybe I almost want to say 10 years ago now that I look back, and and see. And that's something purely spiritual. It's purely information that I just was sort of, I don't want to say coerced into giving out, but you could say the universe coerced me into doing it. It just set me up in the right place at the right time, and it said, you have this, and you can share this, and people need this, and you better do it, honey, or we're just going to keep pushing you in there. So the flow part of my life is something I've been sort of cultivating over time, and the retreat is the first time. Well, no, I guess it's the second time, but it's the first time I'll be really working devoted to a group of people live in person for a whole weekend. And we're going to be working with our energies, working with flow energy. It's the life force of the universe. It's the patterning, the template, the energetic substance of life, I guess you could say. And my mom and I, she's Venus Andrecht, a fantastic manifester as well, a terrific psychic. I mean, she and I don't know, maybe it's just something about working together. There's just, in my family, there's just a line of women, my grandmother, her mother, my mom, myself, my daughter. It just seems to travel through us all that, I don't know how to describe it. We just, I don't know, wield energy well. But we're going to be getting together and teaching a very small group, no more than 18 people. And we've set it up in Central California in the beautiful vineyards. There's a private home there that I've arranged to have for the weekend, and I'm really excited about being able to work with people live. That's at my website, but people don't even know what the flow is, so they're like, what is she talking about?
Well, I'm sure
maybe I should talk about the flow.
I'm sure there are a lot of people who are already fans of flow dreaming, but for the new listeners who don't know what flow dreaming is, what is the flow? Okay. I've tried to figure out how to condense this into a nutshell, and God help me, I'm still trying, okay? So it might take a couple minutes. The flow that I have discovered is what I call the energetic underpinning of everything. I mean, everything. And quantum science, quantum physicists, they will call it one thing. Biologists, neuroscientists, they'll call it another. Spiritualists, people who work in metaphysics will call it something else. People in the Asian meditation and holistic traditions might call it chi or something else. In other words, everybody has a different name for it and a different way of working with the energies. And I think people get confused and think it's all different stuff. What I've come to see is it's all the same stuff. We all view it through a prism of our own understanding. Wherever we're coming from in life, that's what we see it. People who practice Reiki call it, something. But it's all essentially the same energetic underpinning of life, and we all choose how to work with it in a different way. I discovered that the way I work with it best is as a manifester. And it's like, to use the analogy of a battery, you have AC-DC current, you've got the positive, negative polarity. If you're someone who is interested in psychic phenomena, in intuition, you are pulling from one aspect of the flow. You're in the receiving mode. You're in the, the negative, you could say, current, not negative meaning anything bad. I mean, I'm simply using it as a, like a yin-yang kind of terminology. And so you're receiving information from this great sort of, what can I say, interdimensional space. Someone like myself, I focused on learning how to use the other polarity of it, which is the manifestational aspect of it, which is the templating aspect of it, which means that you send information into this space as opposed to pulling it out of this space. When I send information in, I am creating, I am carving, I am putting in directions for how really space and time will be manifesting on my behalf. And some people are probably listening going, yeah, that sounds like a tall order. But it's really not. It's just one more aspect of our humanity, I think, that we're all starting to discover. And so I work in this place, I call it the flow, because I recognize that this energy that I'm working with has a unique direction to it. It has an energy signature to it. Every living thing, every non-living thing has a signature or